Excuse me, guys. I gotta go shave my chunk. Talking about this area, not the other thing. Hey ho! I'm pretty sure I forgot that, but I feel a lot better now. I was confused before. Stupid beard, man. It's just interfering with my train of thought. Don't even know what to say anymore. But guys, this is it. This is finally the sawmilling business. The goal of this video is pretty simple. I need to go through that pile. Not sure if I'm gonna make it. Maybe we'll quit somewhere halfway. But you know, I need to get rid of it. It's been sitting here too long now. Actually, I have a lot of these projects which are just kind of sitting behind something that I need to do. Now, for example, the logs have been sitting here because I needed to build this pad and then that ramp. And once I'm done with the sawmilling, I can start constructing the firewood shed or finish up the attic. But you know, I can't immediately start sawmilling. I think the sawmill itself is pretty much ready to go. Maybe it needed some tinkering, but luckily I can't remember anything, so it's pretty much ready to go. However, the pile of steel that I bought, I need to deal with that first. So I'm looking to build some type of log deck. And the two longer pieces that I got, these are 3.7 meters long, and they will be part of the main deck, the supports, two of them. And you know, I'm looking to make, well, actually I have this one requirement which is very important. I don't want the log deck to stay here after I've done with the sawmilling. And I want to be able to move that thing around, because this is not just my sawmilling pad, it's also my repair pad or wash pad. So with that being said, I need to make sure the deck is transportable, and I want to use the bobcat with the forks to carry it around. So I'm immediately gonna start working on the log deck, because I do plan to finish the log deck plus all the logs during this video. However, I'm not sure how the weather is gonna play ball, because it's been like snowing, raining every day, plus it's really cold. I don't know what's up with this year's weather, but guys, the spring, it's basically non-existent. I think we're just gonna skip from winter to summer at one point. It was just half an hour ago, we got like hail, literally. It got like a quick hailstorm. So sadly no spring this year, I think. The weather is just horrible. On the plus note though, there are no mosquitoes. I haven't seen any of them. Usually by this time, by the way it's May, usually by this time you're just surrounded by those blood-sucking suckers. So it's like plus 25 outside, and you need to wear like winter clothing to be able to do anything, or you will die because they will suck all your blood away. So the cold weather and constant rains, hail, snow, this is actually has a pretty decent plus side. None of that sucky business. But you know, let's just kind of get to work now. Getting off topic as per usual. We should probably draw something up on the table. By the way, the drawing probably will not resemble the final product, but I'm gonna try. So basically we're gonna have like two support pieces, which will be the longer pieces, and one more. So you can't see anything. Is that better? I don't know. So obviously we're gonna have like a bunch of support legs. I'm not sure how many we need. We'll figure that piece out. Let's just kind of draw some of them here. And do 3, 4, maybe 4 is fine. And we need some type of well, I can't install any cross supports back here because I need to be able to access the thing with the bobcat through the center. At least, I think, about to halfway point. So that would actually work out pretty good because I I don't want to lift the entire thing from the side once I'm done with sawmilling in order to transport it away. So I'm gonna be able to lift it from the center, which kinda, I guess, is better option because the weight is better distributed on the bobcat. It's probably not gonna be very heavy. I'm guessing about maybe, I don't know, 600, maybe, no, actually less. I don't know, like 400 kilos. Needs to have that center piece there somewhere, and then I need to have another. Actually, I could make like holes, especially somewhere. So I think I need another center piece there. On the back end, I need to extend the rear out a bit. Mida sa driftid, noh? So I could stack the logs a bit higher on the rear. And on the front end, I need some type of thing which will help me guide the logs to the sawmill bed. I'm not planning to do anything fancy though. It's just a simple log deck. I'm not gonna install any hydraulic cylinders, electric motors, no chains, none of that mumbo jumbo, at least right now. I mean, last year I just used 2 logs as my log deck, and it worked out great. It was not an issue at all. And besides, I only do sawmilling, major sawmilling, once per year, so it's I don't think it's necessary for me to have like a fancy electric log deck which would carry the logs to the sawmill bed. But who knows, maybe in the future I'm gonna do such an upgrade. Right now I don't see the point of it because I just don't use it that often. Just once per year, mostly. So I'm mostly gonna build the thing here, but if I can build something inside the workshop, then I'm gonna do that. About the height, I want the deck to be slightly higher than the sawmill bed. Oh great. Rain again. Yeah, I was starting to miss that. The deck is about 40 at the moment. I think like 50 would be pretty good height. So I have to make the legs 40. Four legs for each post. Se on idealne. wet, already out, but I was starting to like this part. By the way, guys, if the Azab's little handle gets a bit warm, then that basically means we've done some serious welding. Guys, somehow I managed to miss that. I was measuring from that pad, which is considerably higher. Wow. How did I win the race, man? How the hell did I win the sperm race? It makes no sense. Maybe everyone else died. Maybe there was an avalanche. And I'm the only one who managed to get out. It's currently sitting about... Don't do that. That looks about maybe 25-30 millimeters lower than the sawmill bed. I could try to glue something in the middle there, but maybe it's not necessary. Yeah, I'm not quite satisfied with this height, so I'm gonna go fix it. Be right back. Traction 5 million. I think I did pretty good. I tried to make like a good outcome of a crappy situation. I believe this setup is gonna look pretty elegant. I don't get this block. Okay, so that's the grounding block in the center. It's so unusual. I have not seen most of the things that I have. They don't have the stupid hole there. So I can't even use this. Who the hell invented this? Yeah, this thing has that hole, but a lot of the things don't. Dude, look at that thing. I think it will even support Joseph. What a guy. I wonder how much the width needs to be. It's a little bit wider than the Bobcat probably. Technically I would say like 2.5 meters, but some of the logs are 2 meters long. So they're not gonna stay there, they're gonna fall one side into the hole. So I think I should go 2 meters, but 2 meters seems kinda too little. That's about 2 meters right there. Okay. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. By the way, guys, I tried that thing out. And instead of buying a new blade, I got this one resharpened. And the resharpening cost was about maybe like 2 times less than a new blade. So basically they just grind the carbide tooth down and also the backside metal as well. And I'm not sure how long you can do this. Probably not until the carbide runs out. Most likely you have to scrap the blade before that, but maybe like, well, one definitely, two times perhaps, maybe even 3 times. They had a couple of blades which they went over. And you know, right now it seems to be no fingernails. Sorry guys. Right now the thing seems to have got like brand new. I don't really notice any difference. Although maybe this won't last as long. Not sure about that. But I don't see why it shouldn't. Plus, check it out. They printed my name on the disc. How cool is that? Dude, that is so adorable. Yeah. So cute. You know, for comparisons, this is what a brand new blade looks. Well, this is not new, but this is not grinded down. Oh look, we are missing a teeth there as well. Well, 2 of them, quite a bit even actually. Wow. But guys, if you are thinking about maybe buying a dry cut saw, I could definitely recommend one. I think it doesn't really matter what model you get. I have the Evolution brand, and I think that's a UK product. And honestly, this is my favorite way to cut steel by far. It's fast. You don't need to wear any chin diaper. Only need to protect your eyes and ears. Yeah, it's a lot better than abrasive cutting. That's the worst, I think. But on a negative side, you have to keep this in mind. This thing can't really cut flat material or at an angle. It can do angle, but I don't recommend it. Now, if you want to do those things, then I would recommend getting like a really nice bandsaw, staple bandsaw setup. Don't bother getting anything below $1,000 because that's all junk. Look for something like $1,500. That's a really nice setup. I want to get one of those. So, well, actually, I can afford to buy one at the moment, but I don't want to buy one until I can get my workshop expansion project finished. Because right now I have nowhere to put that thing. It would just kind of be in the middle of the room somewhere, and then it's always in the way. Oh, by the way, guys, I was way off about the resharpening information. I looked the bill up and it was 15 euros for resharpening versus a new blade, which is 105 euros. So definitely more than 2 times cheaper. Actually a lot more. So even if you can get like 1 resharpen out of that blade, it's totally worth it. But I think you can get more. Maybe some of you can confirm that. I think you should be able to get more. Yeah, I do hope my lifting idea will work. Overall, it's pretty simple. Basically, most of the weight or a larger portion of it will be in the rear end. So I need to install another piece there, but it's a bit higher, so I can come in with the forks. And on this piece, the forks will be under it, and on that piece, they will be on top of it. So when I start lifting it, the front end, because it's lighter, will lift up first. But because I have forks in between 2 pieces, that should ensure that the entire thing will lift up at the same time. And I can transport it out of here. This side, I think. That will give me 165 on this side, and the heavier side will be 205 or 6. So technically that end should be heavier. If it's not, I'm gonna make it heavier. I still can't figure out how did I win the race. I mean, there had to be some type of a catastrophe. I don't know. Something definitely happened during the race. No way I came out on top. Maybe there was an earthquake. Man, I would definitely go for some cake right now. No, it cuts like 80%, 90% perfectly. Relatively fast even. But the last part, it's just so flat, you know. This thing doesn't like cutting flat pieces. The upper piece is not flat, it's actually... See, it's not flat. It's still at some angle. And it will cut that fine. But you know, when the blade reaches the bottom, it's basically flat. And then it will start jumping around if it's kind of left, right, up and down. Also the blade itself will heat up and grinding against the wall. You know, all of that is not good for the blade itself. You can lose a teeth. So I'm just gonna flip the bigger boys around and do a secondary cut from the other end. I mean, I can demonstrate right here, if you guys did not see. When it reaches the bottom, it's just horrible. By the way, guys, I got another, maybe a good hint. Now, some people will probably disagree with this, but this was taught to me by a seasoned welder. So, whenever you're using the big cutoff discs, don't wear these down to 0. Just wear them down to about 127 millimeters, or yeah, 125 millimeters would be perfect. I actually went too far here. The idea is that you can take this and put it on the small grinder. So it will go on the small thing, and it's like a new blade for the small thing. Now, I've been using this trick for years, and I have no issues with it. Actually, kind of like it. Maybe this is a bit too big. I don't know, it will barely fit. But basically, yeah, if you can fit the thing onto the angle grinder with the guard on, then you're good. But never ever put the big blade on the small one, because the speed difference at the tip will be insane, and most likely the bigger one will explode. You know, I'm not quite sold on that weld, so I'm gonna add a little supportive piece to the mix. Check it out, guys. Check it out, guys. I got the giant excavator on my property. Now with that guillotine thing. No, it's from the power company. They're cleaning up 20 meters from both sides of the electric line. You know, that size excavator would be pretty perfect for me, honestly. It's not the biggest and it's not the smallest, it's somewhere in the middle. I'm guessing about 16 tons or something like that. That's a pretty decent size. Maybe one day, guys, maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll be able to afford one. But the thing is that I need to buy a lemon. Yeah, I need to buy something that's half broken, basically. There's no point buying anything new because there's no content in that, you know. Just buy the thing, do one video, hey, I got a nice excavator, but I will never fix it up because it's basically brand new. What's the point of that? Always want to fix up the crap. I mean, am I right or am I right? Kind of makes total sense. But anyway, guys, I think my little lock deck is finished now. At the moment, I'm not planning to add anything else. Honestly, I just kind of want to test the lifting theory out. Will it work or not? So I'm gonna go fire up offcut, but first I have a service call for Supermom. She wanted me to move something with the grappler. Plus, I figured while I have that thing on, you know, the guy is chowing away there. Maybe I can grab some energy wood and store it to my bile. Yeah, I think I need to bring the log trailer here actually. It's kind of long distance to drive. He's probably gonna cut more down anyway. I mean, he marked that big tree as well. Kind of weird honestly, because the tree has been here for a while. Probably even longer than the power line. I'm guessing they changed the distance this year. I think it was 15 meters before and now it's 20, so they're gonna cut a bit more away. Man, check that cloud. It's also a double cylinder design with the blade in the center. cool little machine. Another mark there. I'm guessing he's gonna remove some of these as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back here later with a log trailer. It's kind of pointless to drive such a long distance with the Bobcat. Say pretty good. I can just pick it up and dump it wherever out of the way. Looks like that idea works pretty well. Paint's great, guys. Although I'm pretty sure the paint is gonna get screwed pretty fast. Still, I think it was worth painting the thing. Yeah, actually, guys, I'm really happy how this setup came out. I mean, the log deck. I think it's gonna serve me pretty well. I can stack a pretty nice pile on top of this deck. And, you know, the final missing piece is just a simple box tube or something like that. You know, something like that. Now, about the deck itself, if you're curious. About 400 euros, maybe a bit less. Yeah, about 400 bucks of steel went into this build. Now this is some pretty decent steel as well. 100 by 100 tubing, and the wall thickness is 6 millimeters. But you know, I'm almost ready to start sawmilling. Not quite there yet. Yeah, I know, guys. Sorry. Yeah, this video was supposed to be about sawmilling, but I'm doing, well, stuff related to sawmilling, but not the actual sawmilling. But it's okay. We'll eventually get there. It just take a little bit time more. Now, the two things that I needed in order to successfully start sawmilling was a log deck. So that's check now. But B, I need some type of construction where I could stack offcuts. Now with the old sawmill shed, I had that really cool option. I had the shed, and next to the shed there was like a couple of trees. So I stacked all the offcuts in between the shed wall and the trees. But I don't have that option anymore because we got a new shed, and all the trees left the area with their stumps for some reason. So as of right now, I don't really have a good option for offcuts. But I do have a plan, and I have two options. Two different designs. I'm currently just not sure which one will benefit me more. Okay, so the option number one would be pretty simple. I just build some type of a cradle for the offcuts, and I stack all the offcuts in the stupid cradle thing, and then deal with them at a later date. Now the second idea that I have is build some type of a box which resembles a cradle, but it's not quite a cradle. So the box would be like vertical, and I would stack the offcuts inside the box, and it would not be also very wide. I'm guessing like a meter would be maximum, and you know, I was just gonna stack it full from the sawmill. So technically I could cut the entire stack in a single cut, and then bring one of the boxes here, the firewood boxes, stack them inside the box. Mission accomplished. No more offcuts. They're firewood now. So with that idea, I'm kind of saving a bit of time because I don't need to rehandle the offcuts twice. You just put them from the sawmill into the box and straight cut it into firewood. Honestly, guys, I've been kind of dancing around those two ideas for the past hour or so. It's kind of hard to decide. I think both options would work. But I think the second option would be slightly better. Then I can immediately deal with the stupid offcuts. I don't need to deal with them later. I think I'm gonna go with the second option. Yeah, let's go build that box. Well, technically I should be able to build this thing inside the workshop. It should barely fit through the carport area. Didn't buy any steel for it though. Wasn't on planning building one. Kind of forgot. So maybe we can cook something up. Okay, after some intense debate, I am pretty sure everything will go to hell. And the last one won't have any post on the side. It's basically for transporting purposes only. I can put the forks in like that and then I can pick it up. Makes it more convenient to drop it off at the scrapyard, you know. This is probably the weak. We had this piece here though, this is 4mm. I could cut it from this. I think that will work pretty good. Dude, I don't even remember what I bought it for, but it's been sitting here for almost like 2 years now. So I assume I don't need it for whatever I bought it for. It's heavy though. Wow. man. Just imagine, let's add a couple of more panels. And I have built my own shipping container. I'm pretty much finished with the welding, but I'm gonna add something here. Because right now I'm thinking if I put the forks in there and try to lift it, even if it's empty, the pipe is just gonna pancake on this end. Most likely it's gonna bend somewhat. So I'm just gonna add something there. Overall, that's about it. I do plan to put some wood panels down just in case, so whenever you're gutting from the sides you're not gonna hit the pipe. But I wanna paint it first, and yeah, I wanna paint it at the back, so I need to get it out of the workshop now. Hopefully my little lifting solution will do the trick. Just in case though, I'm gonna ask Super Sister to remove her little Batmobile as well. Don't want that thing to fall sideways now, do we? I mean, I'm already bankrupt. I can't go beyond bankrupt. Very close, but it's not gonna fit. stack the thing full of offcuts. Do first 2 cuts, then I can do this cut, or maybe later, I'm not really sure that right now. And then basically I got there, I got here, there, and that's the final cut. Shut the hell. Yeah, I'm quickly gonna throw some paint on it before Superintendent Mr. Raincloud arrives. Interesting color, I would say. Dude, let's be honest. Everything looks pretty good with a fresh coat of paint on it. Even if the paint is vomit green. And even if the paint is on some half a century old diarrhea pipe. Personally though, I prefer that paint. It's just what I had on hand and I wanted to get rid of. That actually looks pretty good. But you know, it doesn't really matter. The paint job is gonna get screwed regardless. Eventually it's gonna fade away. Yeah. Should I also oil the thing? I mean, it's OSB, so it's probably not gonna absorb much, if any. Oh, probably something. Maybe it will give that water-resistant coat for a bit. Put some engine oil on it. Better than nothing. Look at that. Black gold. GoPro stop capture. GoPro stop capture. GoPro stop capture. GoPro stop capture. Absorb, you giant douche. But anyway, guys, I think I'm ready for sawmilling now. Well, not quite, but I'm getting there. I've got the two biggest check marks at least finished. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sure it will not be an issue whatsoever. Should be pretty good. That though, that's still a question mark at the moment. Not sure if it's gonna work. It's just an idea. A green idea. But before I can actually start sawmilling, I wanna do a quick service run on the thing itself. Nothing much, I'm just gonna change the oil on the engine, blow out the filter, grease all the bearings, stuff like that. Luckily it's so dark in there I can't see the rust. So I think we're good. Whoopsie daisy. Spielmaster ants. I should tattoo that to my ass. Then nobody will ever see it. Yeah, considering this is a sawmill, I'm always surprised how clean the air filter is. I mean, that's basically like nothing. It's a little bit of dust there. I think I'm not gonna even bother taking it out. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much ready to go now. I did notice a little glitch, however. Looks like this tire is about to explode. And look at that. Not in the best of shapes, definitely. But I'm gonna use it until it explodes, basically. And I'm not gonna swap it out at the moment. still seems to hold there. Both these tires are from a junkyard, by the way. The other one still has 1.5 bar in it after an entire winter of sitting. So I think that's good. But guys, there's this one more thing I need to do. I know. Just go grab another bottle of beer. Okay, so I need to get that piece of garbage out of here. This is the spot I'm planning to stack all that lumber to dry. And currently I have like a bunch of crap here that I don't need. Honestly, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do with this stuff. Now in the future I'm planning to put stuff like this, dry lumber, into the attic of the woodworking workshop. But right now that building is not even... Well, it's there, but it's completely full of crap at the moment. So I can put anything in there, even if I wanted to. So... two options. Either I'm gonna store them in the main house's attic, which I don't really want to do, or just put them outside somewhere and put a tarp over it. By the way, that option also kind of sucks. Roof is a lot better than a stupid tarp. It's not rain. Chunks of ice. Even better. I guess that's full. That's much better, yo. You know, that wonderful sunlight gave me a new idea. Well, actually, it's an old idea, but it's improved. An old, improved idea. So I'm gonna store all that stuff, if I'm able to lift them up there, that is, on the main house's attic. I'm not sure, maybe some of these planks I won't be able to lift up there, so I'm probably gonna leave the heavier pieces here. But everything I can draw up there, I'm gonna try to put it there. But before I can do that, there's this little glitch that we need to resolve. The glitch? Basically a bunch of garbage. Now I have my lumber on this side, nicely tidy and all. But this stuff over here... Well, actually some of you may even remember. This stuff was on that side somewhere last year. So I kind of sorted out, threw away everything that I did not need, and then the stuff I put here. Well, this was actually mostly my cousin's stuff, and he was supposed to come and pick it up. Well, the guy did show up, and he did pick some of the stuff up, but he left a mountain of garbage behind. No, I don't definitely need this Shite. No, sure. This is just pure garbage to me. I don't need it. I don't want it. No, I guess he had the right idea though. Just leave his garbage to someone else so he does not need to deal with this stuff. That's pretty genius, honestly. I would do the same thing. But you know, considering the facts that I asked him like 3 times, plus he left it here anyway. So I'm just gonna get rid of all this stuff, or maybe I'm gonna keep like a few select items that I might need. But I would say like 95% is just trash. And you know, once I clear this area up, I'm gonna have like an open, nice space for all that dry lumber to store. So you know, let's watch some stuff fall down on the concrete. Yeah, that's always fun. $1 million view. Maybe this is better. Mä annan sulle. Ei saa. Võta. Kus sa lähed? As always, I leave the heaviest thing as the last. You stop saying oh boy. Think of a different word. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay, I was kidding. Now it's the heaviest part. Okay, that was a lie as well. Dude, I can't even see the sunlight anymore. Let's put it back. Okay, guys. So this is probably the best part. Oh, holy wonder! It's like playing golf, only better. Stupid thing did not break. Well, we can try to fix that. Success. Not success. firewood. And a bunch of that shake it off music. It's very appropriate timing, I would say. But I'm gonna go through this pile. I have to sort it out. Everything I can burn will go to the burn pile. Steel, scrap to that pile. And everything I have to take to the recycle center will go in a bag. So, be right back. Oh, that's it. Better go cut up more live edge. I definitely need more. This is too little. Oh, by the way, I found a couple of cool items when sorting out the trash. Check it out. Beer. Or something towards that department. One more can of that alcohol thing. And a can of, what is this? The yellow, little yellow dirt. What the crap was this thing? Oh yeah, corn. So it's probably poison by now. What is the expiration date? Usually, there we go. 10/07/2021. So this is like 4 years old now. What about this thing? Oh, here you go. 2012. No, that can't be right. Here's the export model. Look at that. This is probably the production date, so 18. Dude, this is pretty old, like 8 years now, right? No, 5 plus... No, that's 7 years. Stupid math. Always get that wrong. How embarrassing. Actually, smells like standard beer. Here, Rockwall. May you grow strong. Kurat, nyt on lennut suhu ka, on raippe lõhn raisk. Let's do that again. Seekord suhu ei lennanud. Wow, that actually smells pretty good. Almost one on the right. Blackberry smell. Rock wall more important. I mean, if those two were so good, then this has to be the best, right? Smells like corn. I think it's still good. Put it on the grill later. I think that's still good. In addition to the food, also got a couple of cans of antifreeze. This did broke a bit, but I think that's fine. I mean, that stuff really never goes bad, right? It's almost like cranberry juice. But anyway. I would really like to have these planks up there as well. Then everything will be in one location. But I just kind of leave them up there. These are, although they're dry, I mean not super heavy. They're still quite heavy, and if I had two people, then definitely it could be done. But I don't have two people at the moment. Yeah, that's why I want that stupid concrete pad here as well. Just imagine if I had that here. I wouldn't need to deal with that crap right now. Hey! Don't fail me, bunch of flags. Oh, by the way, guys, I got everything already up here. No problem whatsoever. And I decided to chow down that can of supercorn. Yellow supercorn. Dude, I didn't even need to do anything. I was just kind of witnessed. Miracle happening before my eyes. The stupid planks just grew legs and jumped up here by themselves. No, I thought it was an illusion, but no, okay, that's a bunch of crap. Now those guys that got up here, no problem whatsoever. They were not that heavy. But man, these things, the one blank is like 100 kilos. They're very heavy. I think I got one of them up here with some extreme effort. But then I realized I'm probably gonna die or something worse trying to get the remaining up. So I did some thinking, and after about 5 minutes couldn't figure anything out. So I figured, hey, let's do some silic wrap, maybe it will work. The first things first, I had to move that pile out of the way. It was kinda in the way. So then I glued a piece of wood to the bobcat. Had to make sure that thing is secure. Wouldn't want it to break off. And then magic happened. These things just came up here without any issues. One by one. Just kind of like that. I think it worked out pretty good. Now, in case the time lapse is still running, I kind of ran out of things to say, so I'm just gonna stall for a bit until that ends. So, oh, by the way, it's still raining snow. It's very weird, I know, but hopefully it's gonna stop soon. And the spring, it's still missing. So I guess we're gonna get summer soon, but I should be finished by now, so the time lapse should end, okay? Now. Think they can chill here for a bit. Now, although this is not my primary space where I'm gonna store lumber and stuff, I think this is a pretty good temporary spot at least. You still have a lot of more room here to store stuff, but you know, I don't really want to do too much material up here because I don't want this floor to like collapse or anything. Yeah, just in case I installed some vertical posts everywhere. Just temporary posts, honestly. Now these things should provide some decent, support. Yeah. Maybe that lumber has negative weight. Weird. But guys, I think I'm pretty much ready now to start sawmilling. I mean, that's the purpose of this video, right? Dude, I'm already on my day 3 and I haven't even cut my first log yet. Been doing a bunch of nonsense. But, I think we can start off now. I'm mostly gonna time-lapse this part, but, just in case, gonna cut maybe first couple of logs just to make sure everything works. However, there is this one more thing. It's not very relevant though. Now I figured that once I stack the offcuts and nicely cut them, I can't immediately stack them into the box, the firewood, because some of those offcuts are probably too big. So I also need to split them. But it's not really an issue. I'm just gonna bring my little log splitter here and split and stack, ready to go. It's a bit extra work, but I still think it's worth doing. Rather now than later with the extra step. So let's stack the log deck and begin. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is so exciting. Well, honestly, not really. quite heavy. Okay guys, so I think that guy is officially the last log. Stay there, okay? I'm gonna deal with you later. Okay, that should fix that problem. Man, look at my log deck. It's so amazing. We should make a song about that. However, I should have not put this piece here. Very sketchy at the moment. So I'm gonna cut a couple of pieces away from the start and then I'm just gonna let it drop down. I'm not gonna touch it right now. But overall, I'm really happy how this setup is set up. The log deck is great. Concrete pad is super great. Hopefully this will also be useful. And the ramp as well. Pretty good. I parked the trailer here so I can draw everything I don't want to deal with into the dump bed and later go dump it at the fire pit pile. But you know, when putting last logs on the deck, you know, I have to back up very close to the edge, so I have to keep an eye on that. Now we don't really want to drop down, do we? That would be a catastrophe. That's another reason why I want to extend this pad out as far as I can go. I'm probably gonna go from somewhere here straight there and maybe build like a barrier so I couldn't back over the edge. But in other news, let's get to it. Oh my, that is so easy. Gravity, yo. Gravity is your best friend. You know, on my sawmill, I'm trying to find like a balance point where the log wants to roll that way. So I just put up my little stoppers and do that. I don't have to secure it from the other end with these things. It's not gonna roll that way anyway because it wants to roll this way. Plus the blade, when it's going through the log, it's putting some tension on the log itself, so it's pushing it this way anyway. So I don't need to do any of the lucky business for the first cut. You're getting a bit of crooked. Well, not crooked, but something's off. Like it's that way. So I think the blade is not level with the bed at the moment. Need to adjust that. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Now I'm gonna lay something out to you guys. Every year I've been asked the same question. Why do I wash the logs? It's very simple. I just wanna get the majority of the dirt off the log before going through it with the blade. Now I know I sound like a broken record repeating it every time, but you know, new viewers, they don't know what the hell I'm doing most of the time. So I'm just kind of stating out the obvious, and it does help a lot. Well, my current record is somewhere in the 30s. That means 30 pieces of 3-meter long log cut with a single blade. That's currently my record. And for example, if we look at this, there's just sand and oh, this guy was rolling in gravel, yeah, but there's probably mud and stuff like that on the logs with tiny pieces of rock. It's really great if you can get that stuff off before you're actually cutting the log. Yeah, another thing that I want to point out, why am I walking there and not there? It's because I have to give pressure on the throttle. This throttle does not stay locked down. It kind of... but there's probably an easy fix to that. I just haven't done it. There are actually a number of things that I want to do to the sawmill to make it a bit more convenient. For example, this locking mechanism for the belt tensioner. I want to redo that a bit. This is a bit rubbish, but it does work at the moment. So now, honestly, I just wasted so much time building a bunch of boat anchors. So I'm probably gonna do those sawmill upgrades next year. I mean, we don't want to make the video too long now, do we? But yeah, I really like that pad, that concrete under the sawmill. That's really great. I mean, in my last sawmill, I did not have such luxury. It was just a dirt pad. And the sawmill bed, it was sitting on a bunch of wood and blocks, cinder blocks. This is so much better, no doubt. Oh, in addition to that, I had these stumps, like these big stumps right on the walkway. So every time I was backing up, I would like trip over those stupid ass stumps. But they're no longer here. Joseph made sure of that. The stumps just walked away. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna shut the hell up now and get to work. Probably gonna do the biggest, longest time lapse I've ever done, because this is most likely gonna take some time. Now, if nothing catastrophic happens, I mean, sawmill breaks in half or pop crap changes gender or something like that, then we're just gonna plow through the entire set. Oh, by the way, most likely I'm not even gonna see that log by the end of the video. It's gonna be hidden under a mountain of sawdust. So maybe we got some excitement into this boring ass video.
I have a wee bit of a problem.
What's your problem, my man?
In there. In there.
That giant turbo?
Nah. In there. A little bit of a wrong thing in there. I needed to change. I have a blue one in there. I need a red one.
Nii, ja mis sul vaja on selle jaoks, et lahti saada?
See käib muidu väga lihtsalt. Aga jama on see, et mul on siiamaani seemed sees. Seda sööd, kui ma siit nagu midagi teen, siis on
et autoseerib siis nii palju nagu mingi koguses seda...
Põhimõtteliselt ongi, siin on see peal. Toosel kõrval on elektrimootor, see käib siis tasapisi kõrval.
Ja.
Seeme kukub siia.
Ja siis puhub välja.
Siis see kukub nagu siia alla ja siit tuleb siis õhuga.
Ja.
Sinna taha ja siis hakkab pea peal laiali. Tehnoloogia! Natuke siia, kus me läheme. Ei, need jäävad paika. Vaat see sama rull, mida sa näed siit. See põhimõtteliselt ongi niimoodi, et ma pean siit tegelikult mõlemad otsad lahti võtma. Need stopperid eest ära. Välja ei tule lihtsalt siit seest.
Hoiad vastu, jah?
Jah. Ja plaan on nüüd seda, aga ma olen siit sellesse sälku, et see sama võll jääks koha peale, me siis lükkame seda selle otsast maha, et see jääks siia.
Võll ei liiguks, jah?
Jah, sest see tegelikult siin sees on free flow praegu. Ja siis ma üritangi selle rullikuga lükata sinise välja tasapisi, siis on see, et ei või hakkama seda tühjaks laskma, sest muidu on see, et kõik see, mis seda maha tuleb, siin on näiteks auk praegu veel sees. Ma pean hakkama seda tagasi küpeldama sees.
Ja. Oota. Kus see kruvi keeres? No nüüd, oota. Nii. Oota, stopp.
Nii.
No.
Täis sinna rändi taha, jah?
Jah.
Okei. Tubli. Ausalt, midagi ole öelnud väga hästi.
Oota, stopp. No.
Väga hea. Lükkame veel. Nii. And Bob's your uncle.
Done deal.
Jah, süike seeme ongi siis.
Segi läbi, jah?
Jah.
Erineva seeme.
Jah, selle võid siia maha lasta praegu.
Take note, dude. That's a tractor over there.
Seal on põrsad.
Vaata, otse näed. Seal ma näitan kaameraga, kas sa ei näe või? Vaata. Vaata läbi kaamera.
Mine. Ma ei paindu.
You got it. Good, sir. First try my ass.
No, thank you.
Leaky piece of crap. kuule, aga kui sa kiirot ei taha ära vahetada, siis äkki paned selle ette või? Ei sobi või? See on peaaegu.
Natukene vahe.
Aga joss?
Okei, hakkame rääkima juba.
No vot, hakkab looma juba, jah. Jossil ei ole ainult hüdroväljavõtet tagant.
No siis ei saa ju.
No aga käsipumbaga saad ikka ju. Kabiinist vaata.
Sina hakkad siis pumpama.
Vabalt. Paistab, et sul läheb väga hästi seal.
Would you mind, ma ei tea. Help me or something.
What? Nii. Nüüd paned selle järgmise junni. Ma saan aru, kui see on raske.
Kuulsid mu hingamist?
Paned siia sõrme vahele, vaata siis surud. Panin sinna mingit kanget keermeliimiga vahele.
I'm screwed.
You're screwed. Correct.
You screw me, I screw.
Do you want your seats back? Oh, thank you. Dude, look at that. My spaceport is so huge. It's housing so much equipment. Holy hell, it's moving. Unspuns the service guy. You know, that excavator guy was here doing this. No, I'm not really sure what this will achieve, honestly. I think he got down the side of the road a bit. Only a little bit. Not so much action today. But first load almost finished. Just a couple of pieces left. Honestly, I was thinking this is gonna get full with the first load, but apparently not. And those guys are growing as well. Oh, by the way, freaking aspen, guys, that's just horrible. At the start I tried to cut aspen into smaller pieces as well, but it's just horrible tree. Oh, maybe this is not the best example. This kind of looks okay even, but somewhere down there we got 2x4 pieces of aspen, and as I was starting the cut, so I went in, and when I reached the end, the piece that I got open from the beginning, it was not here anymore. It was somewhere up here. So the entire piece ended up being like a banana. And not just, it was not an isolated case. Every freaking aspen log acted the same way. That thing is just garbage. So I'm making only posts out of it. Just yeah, thick post material. At least this won't bend so easily. I mean, there was this even one log. This looks like it's the same deal. Basically, the thing exploded while I was cutting it. There was a giant crack which indicated stress inside the log, and when I got that open, it just exploded on the sawmill bed. But anyway, guys, before we continue with the time lapse, yeah, I figured this box is almost full anyway. Maybe let's try to cut it up. But first, I'm gonna finish those logs quickly. I can't get any work done. So much. Everyone wanna talk. What? You know what, guys? I think these two are working perfectly together. Maybe the log deck could be slightly longer. I got that thing empty, and there's still a little bit room in this box. But maybe that's not a problem. Maybe it's good that it's not full. But then, you know, before I put a new load on it, I'm gonna go through that pile. Gonna see how that works. Got to put the big boy blade on the thing for that part though. Yeah, I had to order this part directly from Japan down. The local supplier did not have this thing in stock because, well, nobody would buy anything like this. So this was specially ordered for me. This is the longest bar you can technically put on this chainsaw, and it's too much. It makes the saw unbalanced, kind of heavier on the bar side actually. Look at that. The stupid chain tensioner is broken again. It's like the 4th time for this chainsaw. The bolt which tensions the chain back and forth, it just loses its threads. That's the only thing that has constantly failed on this chainsaw. Other than that, it's a brilliant saw, but that thing is just, I don't know, it's badly designed or something. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. It has to be some tofu piece of crap. Because this is like the 4th time this has failed. I mean, look at that. It's just spinning on spot. It's good. Actually, there is one more thing which has failed on this chainsaw. Yeah, the anti-vibration system thing. That thing, that's... This is the 2nd time that's broken now. Yeah, but I understand that this gets a lot of use, and that thing breaks like once every 5 years, maybe a bit more. But the stupid tensioner, that's broken constantly. Definitely miscalculated something. The bar is not able to reach all the way. Yeah, I would say maybe. I'm not quite there yet, but that's a maybe. Yeah, the two issues I have right now with this setup, number one, chainsaw not long enough, and number two, when I'm cutting, sometimes I can't keep the stupid bar straight. Yeah, I kind of messed up there. This went inwards. It would be great if I could keep the bar straight. But yeah, I think building it was still worth it. But I'm not quite there yet. I mean, compared to that, that's like 100%. Then that's about 60 at the moment. Kinda there, but not quite. Guys, I figured maybe it's better if I, cut a row, split what I need to split, stack what I need to stack, and before I do the next row, make sure I finish the last row. Now I figured maybe if I cut all the rows, then the middle part, which I'm unable to reach at the moment, is gonna be really annoying to cut later, maybe. So perhaps it's better to do it this way. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna testing stuff out at the moment. Well, at least that thing still works. Technology. Can save at least 2 years with that return time. Yeah, actually, I kind of like this. I don't have to pick this stuff up from ground. I can just unstack it from here and stack it there. And maybe use the log splitter along the way. I think it's about 70% now. Oh hell. Dude. Look at that. It will split, but it will not split. Look at those fibers. They're not growing straight. They're going, I don't know, sideways or something like that. This is just worth it. You're leaning towards 80%. If only I could fix that chainsaw bar length issue. I need to buy a bigger chainsaw. man. And I thought Aspen was garbage in offcut form. Log is much worse. But guys, yeah, I think that was worth it. The percentage is going up. If only I had like a slightly bigger chainsaw, then it would be a solid 90. Actually, I did look up chainsaw prices this morning, and yeah, I figured why not? Maybe get a bigger saw. But dude, the prices are just catastrophically insane. Even for that thing, which is the CS500 ES model. Well, they don't sell this model anymore, but they have, well, basically the same thing, but it has a different model name. But even for this, they are asking 700 euros. 700 bucks for this thing. That's just crazy. I remember exactly, I bought that for 470, maybe like 7 years ago. So the prices have gone way up, definitely. Now I was looking for something bigger, obviously. And they did have something with a 70 centimeter bar. I think the model was Echo CS 710 or something like that. But dude, almost 1300 bucks for a chainsaw. I could like triple that and buy another Girovets for the same money. That's just crazy. So we have to keep working with this thing. Luckily it's not that bad, but it would be great if the bar was like a little bit longer, maybe like this much. Then it would reach from both sides. However, I don't think it's a big deal. That little centerpiece, I can cut that off later. I did notice a little problem though when I was reaching the end of cut. So when I did this cut, no problem, but when I did this cut, then this side, what was remaining, it started to kind of lean that way. So I'm thinking maybe next up I'm gonna strap the end nicely shut so it can't move, basically, because this is the rosette. The last one is a bit shorter than what I wanted. That entire wall moved out of the way. It's not that bad, but it can be improved. But anyway guys, I think I'm gonna resume with the time lapse now. You know, hopefully this little boss was worth it. Did get that little service call. I think that was fun. But you know, in other news, nothing significant has happened. I mean, the sawmill is still in one piece, and Bobcat is still confused. So let's just continue the movie. Keep gliding through it until something catastrophic happens. Honestly guys, something did happen, but it's not related to this movie. Let's go check it out anyway. This piece of lemon here, I've not even moved it ever since I made that service video for it. And dude, it sprung a leak. Look at that. No, it's not coming from here, which was empty. Actually, it's coming from up here. Right there. So from that compartment. By the way, that was full when I checked it. So I was pretty sure that's good. But no, all of a sudden it started to leak. And not like little bit, just oozing out. This is a serious leak. It's leaking maybe like a liter per hour at the moment. Now at this point, this piece of crap is leaking so much that it even puts Giros to the shame. Even that piece of crap is keeping all its liquids in, while this lemon is oozing out from everywhere. I mean, such a piece of crap tractor, but I'm gonna give it forever because reasons. Because reasons, man. I don't need them. I just do stuff. Even that guy is doing a lot better. Although I think the engine currently is running only on one cylinder. But still, that thing is still doing a lot better. But anyway, guys, enough of unrelated stuff. Let's just continue with this stupid sawmilling video. I think it's just gonna take forever to finish. Currently I'm on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and still have so much to do. So I'm just gonna keep going with the flow. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, because nobody wants that. Right. What? Okay guys, so here's the situation. I still have a buttload of work to do, but I'm kind of running out of songs to put on the stupid time-lapse scenery. So, plus I'm guessing that's kind of getting boring at this point. So I figured maybe let's try to finish this video by involving a lot of cocaine molding. Can't go wrong with that, right? Oh, by the way, because I'm so lazy, I'm gonna punish myself by not shaving my stupid ass beard until I finish this project. So we're most likely gonna end up being a Santa Claus. But I can't give you any items. Definitely not. Just a broke Santa Claus. That's all. Oh, by the way, the rope solution did not help much. Maybe it did a little bit, but still the entire wall kind of tilted that way, and then I was cutting into the steel on that side. Yeah, the last cut is just so annoying. Everything else is really good, but the last cut, because the entire wall kind of goes that way, the last cut is so annoying. It's doable, but really irritating. But you know, other than that, I don't really have much left to add. I'm basically just gonna continue working. The sawmill has been working surprisingly well, honestly. Yeah, it's still in one piece, and all the parts that are supposed to spin are still spinning. So I did have a little boo-boo with one of the blades. I mean, that one right there is actually pretty good, but yeah, this one not so good. I think there was a secondary crack somewhere as well. But the main crack looked like this, and I did kind of notice this when the blade started vibrating a lot. So I was able to stop the sawmill before the blade broke, but yeah, the blade was basically vibrating a lot, kind of going back and forth, up and down, stuff like that. And this was a brand new blade. Plus I only got like 8 logs done with it, so it's still super sharp. I'm not sure. It has to be one of those Chinesium piece of crap blades. Only 8 logs done with a blade. That's not worth it. That's junk. But this one, dude. Currently I'm at 31 logs with this one, and I think it's gonna break the record. You know, there was a point about 5 or 6 logs ago where when I realized, okay, it's not doing that well anymore, and maybe I'm gonna swap it out in a couple of logs. But I don't know what happened, man. I think the thing sharpened itself, because the last few logs it's been cutting like butter. So maybe we can do that record thing with this thing. Who knows? Plus, this is one of those old blades which I have. So this is like 2 or 3 years old now, and that means probably like over 100 logs on this blade at the moment, total lifetime. Other than that, maybe like a couple of small water leaks. Had to adjust the motor a bit. Nothing much else. Bobcat though, I think Mr. Bobcat finally made up its mind. Oh. Okay, now I'm confused. What a chick. But anyway, guys, let's just keep plowing on. Should take only but a moment. Uh-huh. The tire hasn't exploded yet, which is very good. This is a bit of an odd one though. Like, sometimes it's completely flat, but sometimes it's, right now it has rebar in it. But yesterday it was completely flat, so I guess it has like a mind of its own. One day it will leak, the other day it will not leak. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. not super sharp, but still cutting pretty okay. I can't say the same for the belt tensioner though. This thing is slipping sometimes. Also, birch. Not the best lumber material. I mean, this is actually even good. No, I've had some pieces here which are completely horrible. You can't really tell from here, but there are some pretty bad banana pieces in this pile. Yeah, if it was up to me, then I would only cut spruce or pine. I wouldn't even touch the other 3 species at all. So normally people don't cut birch into structural lumber. It would be better off to be sold to a plywood plant, for example, to make a veneer out of. It's not really suitable for lumber purposes, but I just don't have any other option. I only have so little spruce in my forest. Most is alder or pine. Alder or birch, I mean, sorry. So I don't have that option. Just gotta eat what I can eat. Highly sophisticated belt tensioner. I just gotta move it a bit that way. Look at that. Couple of I-beams. Actually, I was hoping to cut 2x4s out of this piece, but dude, look at these two. These two alone, 4x6s, but they're like 10 centimeters gap right there. These two are already a serious banana. Now I figured I'm gonna get just worthless lumber. A couple of pieces that I got, both are just absolute garbage. Like that. At least with bigger pieces, maybe I can use them somewhere. I got some sad news though. I did decide to swap out the blade. So we'll not be breaking any records with this one. Although it did pretty good, I would say. 30 plus something. Plus on my third log. I hit a pretty decent nail with that thing. Even saved the piece. Look at that. Yeah, went through it and yeah, continued on for 30 plus logs. What a champion of a blade. But guys, this tree, yeah, I'm actually surprised it went into such banana mode there. You know, I was hoping to get some lumber out of it. I mean, last year I did have pretty good success. But, you know, I guess I'm screwed in that department. You know, everything in the end is basically polar. I do have one, you know, two nice spruce pieces remaining, but everything else is basically that garbage. You know, I consider this tree like a zombie tree. Maybe I can find like a... I'm pretty sure there were some. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. There's a new growth growing on it. So these are the trees that came from the spaceport, from this area. And last year I got them down and kind of just stacked them into a pile. So they've been here for over a year. But look at that. New growth sprouting. Look at that, man. Over a year this log has been sitting here, but it's still kind of growing new branches. And this is not gonna stop, because it can even get this thick. I've seen poplar logs in the forest. They're laying on the ground, but they have these giant branches going upright, and it's completely green. Although the log is just completely rot, or there's almost nothing left of it. So I consider this like a zombie tree, definitely, because the log is clearly dead. However, new growth is growing on it. So cool. That is so cool. Okay guys, so while I was sleeping, I got a pretty good new idea. Now, I was dreaming about sawmilling, and I figured, the stupid banana lumber. Instead of making 2x4s or 2x6s out of it, which are gonna end up just a worthless piece of banana, and instead of making bigger pieces out of it, which still ended up being a banana, maybe I could try something differently, something I haven't tried before. 2x2s. I mean, they're probably gonna be banana as well, but dude, they're 2x2s. You can bend them straight once you're installing them. That's what I did with this shed. The 2x2s up there are also homemade, and they were all banana, but I was able to bend them straight by locking one end down. And I could totally use them still. It doesn't matter if they're straight or not. So, and this is the first chance I will get. I need to get rid of those three first, and then we'll be able to test out theory out. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get rid of those three. I'm sawmilling here. I love that. That's so great. Yeah, before I got that, I also got one of the birches up, and oh boy, look at this. If it were yellow, it would basically be edible. That's just extremely insane. Oh, looks a lot better that way. Yeah. Unspuns making structural timber out of hardwood and expensive lumber. I know what you're thinking. Guy must be insane. You know, most people in the hardwood cutting business would probably kill me right now. Maybe I would be better off selling the expensive lumber and then buying spruce. But honestly, Estonia doesn't really have a market for that stuff. We don't really have many of these trees. It's mostly birch, what Estonia has. So highly sought after hardwoods are rare in Estonia, and nobody really, well, there's no market for it, so I wouldn't probably be able to sell any of this stuff anyway. But you know, we got a nice chunk of popolar here, and I want to skip all that nonsense, just skip straight to this, see what we'll get. check out how dirty that piece of garbage is. Dude, that's all mud. This log has been dragged in mud. Lifesaver. Actually, I've had this interesting idea, but I don't think it's feasible. I just don't think it's doable, you know. But my idea was maybe install like a water jet nozzle somewhere on the line of the blade. So before the blade enters into the wood, a water jet cleans the bath away. What do you guys think about that idea? I think it's a good idea, but you know, implementing it on the sawmill itself, not sure. Now another cleaner idea would be to install some type of a circular blade that would sit on a spring, for example, and it would just kind of eat a little bit of the bark away before the actual blade cuts into the wood. So that would also clean up the bath pretty well. The larger sawmills tend to have that option, kind of pre-cleaner basically, to extend the life of the main blade. That right there, right now, what I'm doing, that's like the cheapest option available. It would be cool to have those pieces, but they're not practical. You will never need them. They will just kind of sit there, stare at you. They're not practical enough. Look at that. With a bunch of sticks. You know, I think this is actually pretty good. I don't know. At least this log did not twist anywhere. This is perfectly decent lumber. Hey, Mr. Spruce. Come here. Schnell. Давай. Schnell. Good job. Dude, I just love spruce. It's the best. I mean, after even slabbing it up like so, it's still relatively stable. Nothing has warped out of existence. You know, Mr. Beard is kind of getting annoying. So I'm gonna get rid of these 4 pieces of vomit, and then we can focus on the final load. Game over for that one. There we go. Good thing I can catch it, you know, the wobble, before it actually breaks, because these things can break the tires, for example. They can fly out of here sideways and kill someone, maybe even. Very dangerous. Oh well, I guess these things happen. Now, if you are wondering, maybe weld it back, repair it. Usually it's not worth it, because if there's one crack, there is usually more of them somewhere. At least that's the normal case. No extra cracks in this one though. But I don't think it's worth it still. I mean, 15 bucks for one blade. That's pretty cheap. So maybe if they break like every 10 minutes, then there's something wrong, obviously. Blue doing his part. Good job, Daddy. I mean, guy. And as usual, let's leave the best for last. Quite the boy. Remarkably straight as well. But it looks like I'm gonna get some nice rain today. Actually, I love that feeling. No, it's when it's raining and I get to play around here. Don't you just love that? I mean, having a roof on top of your sawmill, that's the best. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you somewhere here, out of the way, while I'm desperately gonna attempt to wrap up this stupid video. Because that's what it is. No normal human being would watch this for like 3 hours straight. That makes no sense. So you guys are special, including me, because I had to watch it twice. Lucky me, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dude, what type of block is this? Holy hell. It's so huge. I think I'm not gonna cut it up right now. No, it's a pretty long piece, so it's almost 5 meters. It's actually pretty good. Over 1/2 meter wide as well. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna cut this up right now. This is like a good beam material, something like up there. But at the moment, I don't know what size I would need. And actually, I got all my beam logs up here. These longer, straight pieces. Oh look, they're growing new legs as well. Attaboy. But yeah, I got my longer pieces here. Holy hell, look at that thing, man. It's like 1 meter wide. How the hell am I even gonna cut that? Wow. What block of wood, holy hell. But but yeah, I think I'm gonna save that for now. Although I'm pretty sure I have more than I need here. Yet still, you know, this thing being 5 meters, I can't even stack it there anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna put it somewhere else at the moment. Deal with it in the future. Please be rot, please be rot, please be rot. Well, that was unexpected. Man, looks like it's not half bad. Guess we're not done. I wonder how my track wiper will cope with that avalanche. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, are you done? Hallelujah. We're finally finished. Holy hell, man. This this has literally been hell. 9 days of pure pain. You know, ever since we started off building the log deck and in the green box over there, plus sawmilling everything, apart from the long piece, but everything else went through the mill. About 9 or 10 days. And I got a bunch of live edge boards as well. I did not plan for it, but it just kind of happened. I know. This can't just kind of happen, but it kind of did. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the stuff. At this point, I have so much of it. Honestly, maybe we could create a really nice bonfire out of this stuff. I bet it would burn very well. What do you think? I got some shorter pieces as well. I decided to put them here, but ended up not having so many of them. But if we like summarize up, got a pretty decent pile of 6x6 posts down there. These are 4x6s. Couple of 4x8s there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8x8s posts. Then a lot of 2x6s. I don't even know how many, probably like 60 or something like that. And a bunch of 2x4s over there. And then a lot of 2x2s. Basically, I'm covered in every size. That should be pretty good. I don't need to buy lumber for a while. And the last piece, which I was hoping that it would be rot, that it was not the case. I have no idea what to cut out of it, so just a couple of 2x8, 4x8s. Yeah, I'm sure I can push them somewhere. But you know, guys, you know how I like math, so I figured maybe let's do a bit of that. You figure out how much value I have generated in what was it, like six days of sawmilling. Yeah, let's do that. Pull out my math stick and do a bit of math. How hard can it be? Just add a bunch of numbers together, right? So okay, so roughly we have about 150 pieces of 2x4s, and I'm quickly gonna check what the prices are at the moment. About 2.4 euros per meter, roughly. I'm gonna do a down calculation later because my lumber is definitely not the best. What do you think, like 20%? Should that be enough? But 150 times 3, that's 450 meters times 2.4. So slightly over $1,000. Let's just say $1,000 for the 2x4s. What about the 2x6s? Almost another $1,000. What about the almost 2x2s? Those are probably not that expensive. Okay, so with the 2x2 pluses, we're looking at 2.4 grand at the moment. 8x8s? Do they even have 8x8s? Oh, they do. 28 euros per meter. What? Oh, this is pressure treated. Yeah, but they don't have the standard one. Not sure how much it will cost. Well, if the pressure treated version is 28, then maybe the not treated version is half that. So let's go like 14. I don't know. Like $300. I was expecting more. Both $4,000, guys, if my calculations are correct. There are like 4,000 euros worth of material here. But let's do that down calculation. I don't know, minus 20%. Yeah, even with minus 20%, a little bit over $3,000. So about $3,000 worth of material made in 6 days of work. I think that's pretty good, especially in East Europe, where the minimum wage is like 800 euros or something like that per month. Plus, I didn't even count the live edge boards. You know, I have no idea how to even calculate this the value of this junk. No idea. But guys, I'm not planning to sell this material. This is all mine for my projects. It's so I don't need to buy material whenever I'm doing projects, so I can just grab what I need and keep on building. That way, in the end, I will save some money because I don't need to go buy lumber and haul it here. Both of those actions cost a little bit of money every time. And you know, this may seem like a lot, maybe even too much, but every year I run out. Now, I do believe that maybe I'm good for 2 years, considering the amount I have at the moment. But who knows? Maybe I'm already out by next week. Who knows? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna empty that box, and then I want to see how the cleanup process of the concrete pad will go, because right now it's pretty messed up. As you can see, it's pretty bad. But I think I can pretty much just kind of scrape it clean with the bucket, dump everything in the dump bed, and dump it at the fire pile, including the sawdust, because I don't want to do anything with that stuff. I don't really care about the sawdust anymore. Plus, it's mixed with everything, so it's not the best stuff. But I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna empty this box first. Don't tell Supermom, okay? Oh no. My concrete. Protect what's important, right? That's it, guys. Mission accomplished. Started this video with an empty bed, ending it with the same situation. Everything in the middle is completely irrelevant. At least the bed is empty for the next thing. Now, don't you dare tell me that I missed a spot, because I can't see anything other than concrete, man. It's all gray. See? Bunch of gray. Actually, I'm not really sure. I should probably do some type of improvement for the cleanup, especially around the sawmill. Now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking like a steel plate on this side, so sawmill which flies that way can't go under the bed, but still a little bit ends up there regardless. Right now I'm not really sure. But dude, I really like that even if I don't need the lock deck, I can still use it to store material off the ground. I think that's pretty good. Even still have a little bit of room left over here. Yeah, I think I really like the lock deck. So that's pretty good. 110% by now. But guys, I'm gonna go now. This insanity is finally over. Maybe a little bit of after credit scening, but basically it's over. Bye. And he's back. By the way, guys, real men eat real cheese. But don't worry, the moment will pass. Bye bye.